Arrest 2 persons in connection with the kidnapping of 9 children in some churches in the capital.
Over 100 foreigners and a Ghanaian arrested in the northern region for illegally prospecting for gold.
An AG department obtains permission to use other means, including public announcements, to retrieve the other $320,000 the state wrongly paid to Infosol.
Well, so those are the headlines we have for you. Next, we'll bring you the details.
We take our first story for the morning. Now, the Accra Regional Police Command has arrested 2 persons in connection with the kidnapping of children in Accra. The 2 were picked up at the command following the kidnapping, which started on December 1st.
The arrest, according to the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Al-Hassan, in a news conference, is as a result of the effectiveness of the Regional Police Command and other stakeholders, including the media.
With great satisfaction, that I wish to state that with diligence and tenacity of purpose by the Accra Regional Command, by the men and the women of the Accra Regional Police.
He also told the press the suspect and his accomplice were allegedly involved in the kidnapping of children at various churches.
On the 1st of December, from the ICGC Christ Temple, on the 8th of December, from the Winners Chapel, another case of kidnapping on the 15th of December from the Christ Outreach Church. And today, there was another kidnapping case from the Lighthouse International in North Carnation. As indicated earlier on, all this while, serious, diligent police action was ongoing.
The IGP also called for more vigilance by school and church authorities and warned the general public to be more careful during this festive season.
We, at this stage, are satisfied that this is a case of a serial kidnapper and an accomplice. However, we wish to still caution, as we are aware of the phenomenon of copycats, and we wish to entreat you to continue to sensitize members of the public, and indeed all Ghanaians, to the fact that we need to take personal security of our homes, of our persons and families seriously.
The suspects have since been sent to the regional command to be processed for court.
And we'll have to still remain on crime, as 106 foreigners and a Ghanaian have been arrested by the Northern Regional Police for illegally prospecting for gold.
The arrested foreigners were made up of 99 Guineans, 1 Nigerian, an Ivorian, 4 Malians, and a Ghanaian. They were led into the country by one Alhaji Mohammed Kulbali to prospect for gold at a Galamsey site in Tinga in the Bole Bamboy district. Police Public Relations Officer of the Northern Region, ASP Ebenezer Tete, disclosed to Joynews that the foreigners were arrested on a tip-off by a combined team of immigration and police personnel in the region. The security forces had earlier received intelligence reports about the activities of foreigners at the Galamsey site. Per the laws of the country, artisanal mining is prohibited to foreigners and reserved for Ghanaian citizens alone. ASP Ebenezer Tete also said the foreigners will be arraigned before court after the police concludes its investigation.
The Attorney General's Department has obtained permission to use other avenues, including a public announcement, to serve its account processes on Spanish firm Isofoton SA. The order for subtitled services, according to resources at the AG's department, will facilitate the process for Attorney Generals to complete efforts at retrieving $325,472,000 from the company. The Supreme Court pronounced on the writ filed for by Attorney General Martin Amidu ordered Isofoton SA to refund the $325,472 or its the equivalent paid to it by the government of Ghana in respect of a claim it brought against the state. The court said the contract on which Isofoton founded its claims was an international business transaction that needed to be laid before and approved by Parliament before it could become valid, something that could not be done. It therefore said the money obtained should be returned to the state as part of efforts to retrieve the money. Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Mrs. Marita Brew, appear upon brought a writ at the High Court. The local representative of the Isofoton, Mr. Anani J. Forson, according to sources at the AG's department, has been avoiding services, necessitating this resort to a substitute service.
IBIS Ghana has launched a complementary basic education, and it calls it the CBE program in the Sola Tuna Kalba district of the Northern Region. It forms part of the nationwide pilot sponsored by the United Kingdom's Department for International Development, DFID, to provide access to education to over 120,000 out-of-school children in the private communities and building government's capacity to take on this very role. The program will also be launched in the East Gonja district, Bole and Pandai.
From 2013 to 2015, IBIS Ghana will head a pilot to get out of school children back into mainstream education under its complementary basic education program. In the first year, the project will target 100 communities in 4 districts to enroll 2,500 children, with 52% being girls, in a 9-month mother tongue literacy program. After the program, it is expected that at least 80% of these learners will be qualified to enroll into formal school in September 2014.
For Northern Region alone, we have 112,620 children out of school. Those children between the ages of 8 to 14 out of school. This is a very serious figure. And even when we want to look at the 3 northern regions, Northern Region itself carries the most populace of out-of-school children. Because putting the out-of-school children in Upper East and Upper West, they are about 42,000, whilst Northern Region alone has 112,620. This means that we have a big problem in the Northern Region, and we need to have pragmatic efforts in reversing the situation.
The CBE program covers children aged 8 to 14 who have never been to school or might have dropped out. Upon completion, the children are expected to enroll in primary 4 or above, depending on their test scores.
I am particularly happy that this program is designed by IBIS through PapaDev to cater for unfortunate children with their counterparts in all spheres who pass through established schools.
District Chief Executive for Swala Tuna Kalba District, Alhaji Isaac Jamani Mumuni, said the program falls in line with government's agenda of bringing education to the doorstep of Ghanaians. It's hoped that after a successful pilot, governments would upskill CBE and make it a key national education program. Rafik Salam's reports from Swala in the Northern Region.
The Ministry of Communication says communication service providers in the country have given an undertaking to the observance of good quality of communication services during this festive season. A statement signed by the Sector Minister, Dr. Omane Boama, indicated that the National Communication Authority, NCA, has also put in place elaborate arrangements to prevent the interruption of communication services. He therefore entreated Ghanaians to avail themselves or himself to the opportunity to report quality of services complaint to complaint@nca.org.gh or call the telephone number 03070114119. Again, 03070114119. Or should encounter difficulties with both electronic data and voice communication. Dr. Boama saluted all stakeholders, especially the general public, for your patronage of your voice and data services, because it is your contribution that has made Ghana one of the most dynamic ICT countries in the world. According to International Telecommunication Union, the ministers entreated every Ghanaian to enjoy their Christmas and New Year and share the joy with dear ones both far and near.
We have to turn our attention to agriculture, and the Ghana Export Marketing and Quality Awareness Project of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture is set to improve the market infrastructure and productivity of horticultural produce in the country. This is to boost the contribution of the sector to non-traditional exports, which has seen a decline in recent years.
The contribution of horticulture to the total value of non-traditional exports has fluctuated in the last decade. A study by Agric Impact indicates that horticulture grew from 9% in 2000 to its highest of 19% in 2002 and has since declined steadily to 4% in 2011, although it realized a growth of 376% over the same period. Even though domestic demand for major fruits and vegetables has increased by over 50% in the last 4 years, the executive director of Agric Impact Consult does not believe market opportunities have been fully exploited.
And agriculture is not just production, like the way you take cattle and go to the farm and then you go and weed. No, we have passed that stage. We have to introduce intensive production technologies where you can even produce tomato and produce onion without touching the soil. You produce lettuce, it has not touched any soil. It is so clean and everybody will want to buy. We need to create regional market opportunities. But once we are importing, we should be able to take advantage of our own market and also grow and supply.
Price fluctuations of horticultural produce, he says, also remains a challenge.
Now, mango prices can increase by 700% within a year. Onions increase 1,125% in a year. 1,500. We grow, we consume, and then over a short period of time, we depend on Niger to supply. And then at a point, Niger is out of the market, and then we go to Holland and bring more. But this is different from going to, say, South Africa, where the price can remain the same throughout the year.
But government says it is already mapping out some strategies to address the challenges.
We know as a country and as a ministry that we needed to provide a proper places where fruits can be sorted, cleaned, packed, and transported to the distribution centers. And so for that reason, we have provided a modern pack house in Vakpo to start with. As part of the project's intervention, we are also developing drip irrigation systems which will minimize the use of water or conserve a lot of water, thereby improving the productivity of the crops.
The Export Marketing and Quality Awareness Project of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture is meanwhile taking stakeholders in the sector through a series of workshops to explore new market opportunities for horticultural produce.
Joynews investigations have revealed a worrying trend in some senior high schools, with girls who are engaging in prostitution to take care of their needs. The students claim they are not getting the financial support they need from their families to get through school. The investigation revealed the girls break bound from school at night to solicit sex in exchange for money. One of the girls, by name Akua, and two other students in one of the SHS schools in Accra, said she comes to work every night to solicit for sex just so she can make enough money for her daily upkeep at the school. Another girl by the name Safua, another SHS student in the eastern region, has similar reasons for engaging in prostitution. For the betrothed owner in the area, girls like Ikwa and Safua are a major source of businesses. The girls are said to compete with other prostitutes for room at brothels spread around Medina and St. John's, where a 7 Ghana cedis fee is changed for the use of a room.
And the news team will continue with more investigations on the subject. Meanwhile, we'll have to come to the issue of the Yuletide of Christmas and its effects largely on others. And so Christmas has come early for shea butter traders, largely due to the Hamilton. And Etonam Say has been exploring the case of shea butter going to the rescue of parched lips and pale skins.
Everyone is freaking out. Okay, I exaggerate, but the dry weather we're experiencing in Ghana today has women and even men who would usually not bother to lotion scrambling for creams and balms just so they can avoid looking pale with sore lips, the kind of look that makes it too obvious that you have succumbed to the harsh weather, or as commonly referred in local parlance, Hamatan Acho. The trick is to stay moist all the time. Yes, the creams and lotions make an effort, but one stands tall amongst them all. It's the tried and tested shea butter. Apart from its healthy nutrients for the skin, it outlasts its peers and provides twice the moisture. We are here at the Kaneshi market here in Accra, where I'm standing by a variety of shea butter. You can see them in different colors. We have white, we have cream, we have the yellow ones, and we have what they call the cocoa butter, the pure cocoa butter. And I'm told that it's been mixed with some ingredients, and it's good for babies, I'm told. And so I'll be speaking with one of the vendors here who will be telling me how booming business is here so far today. That's saying, hey, Mata say, opening tea. In Kutonidi and Quafotanet,
Quafotomo.
And can normal day be Anka Uton Basin.
Almost saying 6 cities, 600,000 and baby, but opening but your motor baby 1 point something.
Now then, I'll force some for top power pebble
because of opening here. The way send away than it's here.
Into your mobile, there were here a white one and answer yellow one and
a white one because the white one in there. White one name. I know they're name rare one.
Now a yellow one.
I know they're every tamale for the mundi. And some of the color name frame war. But where white one here wow for the Omudi BBI and some of the Umrana customers pay.
Man, that's saying,
I'm not more.
Now, say when you are brave, son.
And Kuno, they say, Neto Bremuani, a pebble into the say, Yato. Not say a banet to Hosa, this afternoon. Open a in and look at cranning to the beer. Yaton a crack.
Open a in everything cartons and I feed opening to increase our cost.
Oh, not 10 times they want me to be on better 300, 400. And so they say there, I'm Yadum, don't buy 500 and I say, I'm 800 cry, Mitimina.
And not an awful sense for a pebble or moton kutono.
Or pebble or moton kutono, or shown a bar. Or shown a bar, go out soon, Udaria, onsra, not through soon. Yamas school for Quanya, Yen Tonkuno. Yamak Quanya and Tonku, I did a school for school. Like you say, I'm a coincidence. Then your brand is here, or brand a school for Uncle Square. Come on, talk.
It's your brand about now when you are. Uncle for Bobby.
Uncle bread by any good. We'll talk to be our bread by and then yard.
But why would you go for the processed creams and lotions when the active ingredient in most of these moisturizers is readily available? The regular patrons know, and it shows in sales for these traders.
Kutonun so penny ba usra e ma body no e fine. Enti se sa cream no sra ma ho but nkutoni de usra e ma body no e fine. E ma penny so mfa.
Na openo ba na uton kutoni pa.
Oh, at times yetimi to bet opemre no ene e to ne mo. Se nkwala no unse a opene ba mom hu ye mfita na adi nti wo de sra na e mane kala na ye fine ti se first na
meta 1 cedi
na he
me pacho enkuno hamatan ntino wo use to share bata na e ma ho pai ma honam ne ye kama when I went nso no shabata mo so mu ahodo mi no white wine no o mo se no na ye papa according to woman that meto be o chire me mu say e bi no mo de color fry, yellow one, I'm the color fry, but white one in the papa and it's removed the ankasa. I don't know, my skin, no. But to say about our pen on show, I really try my buy about Tobino.
Yeah, and I will bet on Kuto, a pair of
no, so come home. Says, Anna, what is slap arana? It's me, man, da in Reno.
Can't buy ham, but it feels smooth to find. It was me and Sumo. Sumo cocoa cream, can you be in Sumo?
So go ahead. Apply the shea butter generously to your heels, elbows, calves, and legs, the parts of the body most affected during the Harmattan. Keeping a portion of shea butter close by, remember, keeps the patchiness away. While at it, I wish you a happy Harmattan.
Tell you what, it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're watching us from the Gambia, Nigeria, the UK, Liberia, or wherever. If there's Harmattan, please come to Ghana. Northern part of Ghana, you get a lot of shea butter. You said the ones that were on TV were the raw ones.
White ones.
These days we have the
white ones and yellow. So the white one, according to them, is the natural one. Okay. The yellow one, I think they've added some color to it.
And then these days they add a lot of fragrance too, so it makes it more receptive and accommodating.
But these ones on the market, no. But maybe if you
these
go
ones
to
are raw.
These are the raw ones.
The ones with fragrance added, is it wrong to use them?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so. You could get.
I hear it's good for the skin.
I was telling you I used it before when I was in high school. It was great on my skin.
Really?
The whole of
but
my
this is which one you use?
I'll tell you.
Because you've grown darker. Well, so we have to bring you headlines, and we bring you sports thereafter. Police arrest 2 persons in connection with the kidnapping of 9 children in some churches here in Ghana's capital, Accra.
And as AG Department obtains permission to use other means, including public announcement, to retrieve the other $320,000 the state wrongly paid to Isofoton.
So those are the details of the news we have for you. Next, we're bringing to you the best sports update you can ever find anywhere on any channel.
To stay on, be right back.